Hello, Miss BA Live Series 6. And so this continues from Live Series 5, where we had done a timeline and gone back into our lives and, tried to understand how some of the decisions we take today and how we are leading our lives has roots all the way as far back as we could remember. And so it is also with relationships. So if we want to understand relationships, we may have to do the same. We may have to go back as far back as we can remember. And here I would start with our first forms of relationships. Our first forms of relationships is with our guardians, parents, carers, those who cared for us in our infancy. And so from there, we then get to our siblings. It could be blood related, could be foster siblings. And so we get into the outer world, our school community, our church or faith community, and the community at large. In all this, we have been relating to people. How did we choose our friends? What's in school? Can you remember? Made you choose your friends? Why did you like this particular person? Think about the groups you were in and find out what it is. I dare say that most of why we relate to people, we choose people, we go in a certain group, may be because of the values that we share with these people. Now, where did we get these values? And again, that's why I'm saying we may have to do a timeline and try and remember. You see, there's so much out there on relationships. There's so much that people are saying. But if we take the current awareness of mental health, well-being, who we are, and we try to understand ourselves, and that's how I want to, take this topic of relationships, not just telling you you should do this or you should do that, because it's when you understand yourself and feel empowered, then you can move on. Incidentally, some of us had that empowerment quite late, and that's why we really wanted to share some of these things. And so let's go back to our foster parents, our guardians, our parents, our siblings, whether they were blood related, cousins, the wider community. What was the first thing? First was the trust we had in the people around us. And so we trusted our parents or not, because that will also show in how you relate to people. So trust, and then commitment. So how committed were the people around us to our welfare? And then we went into the wider community. The first friends we had in day nursery, well, I think that may be a bit too far to go, but the first friends we can remember, I think for some of us, we've had lasting friendship from primary school, and then from secondary school, and from higher institutions of learning. And we've had friends in the neighborhood that we've gone throughout life with. Friends have come, friends have gone. I always say, relationships come, relationships go. But if you look at those ones that had stayed with you for a long time, you'll be able to come up with three basic things: trust, commitment, and loyalty. And so these have formed the bedrock of the relationships that you have formed. It is no different from couple relationships, especially as these ones are even going to get you to stick closer together with the person under the same roof, sharing a life for several years. This series, that is a continuation from what we had done in Life Series 5 to make us understand ourselves, is to help us to go back again and try and understand how we have related to people. It is only when we understand this that we can then move on into lasting relationships as we have in couple relationships. Miss BA Life Series 6, do a timeline of who your friends are, of what had made you stick together with them, and you will find out that is those same things, that those same values is what then pushes you into couple relationships. Interesting couple relationships. We're going to do about 3 or 4 more series. Look forward to seeing you. Look forward to having your comments on this series 6 and look out for series 7. Bye for now.